I want to talk a little bit about the power behind a HUD counselor. Besides the fact that we have mortgage readiness built into our counseling platform, what does that mean? We have the same technology that mortgage lenders use in decisioning. All of the AUS guidelines that lenders use to determine loan eligibility is built into our credit repair counseling platform. That is huge. Credit repair companies do not have access to that same technology. So, what does that mean? It means that when we're working with your clients to improve their FICO score, we're also working with their budget. We're working with their DTI. We're helping them navigate student loans. We're helping them determine which credit cards need to be paid down in what order and how to strategically do that based on their own personal budget. It's just a much more robust and granular solution than a traditional credit repair. Now, I also want to mention that in our program, your clients have their own personal credit coach. It's like having a gym trainer that meets with them every single month for 30 to 45 minutes at a time that says, okay, Travis, I keep saying you, Travis, you're the only one I can see your pretty face. So, but
Not a problem.
hey, Travis, you know what? We talked last month. We talked about you opening up this secured card to help build your credit. It looks like you've done that. So now that we've done that, we're going to work on these four things this month. So it allows that one-on-one accountability because quite frankly, guys, it's really overwhelming when you have bad credit to know where to start. It's very easy to want to put your head in the sand and ignore it. And then it becomes that snowball. For many of you who are out there going, gosh, I actually could use a free consultation. Don't be shy because I'll tell you, realtors, lenders, individuals that are commission based are some of our biggest clients right now. They're saying, listen, I've been living on credit cards because, gosh, 4 years ago, my business was thriving as a realtor. Today, it looks a little bit different. So again, it's not about the consumer that just is a bad person. It's about life events that transpire. Like I said, my husband, myself, when I went through my divorce in 2018, don't be afraid to refer your clients if you yourself are saying, gosh, I have some of these things. This is a great way to kind of see it from the inside out. Now, I want to give you some business strategies that are really effective right now. For those of you that are like, listen, I'm hitting it hard with social media marketing. I see a ton of posts where you'll say, I've got a 5-star review from this client. You might be posting listings that are wonderful. But what if you start taking into consideration the top 10 questions that consumers are asking related to credit and debt and their impacts on home ownership? Because again, 1 in 4 consumers are sitting on the sidelines right now because of credit. So I wanted to create a slide deck, and I'll send this to Travis to circulate to you so you don't have to take screenshots or take notes right now. I want you to each have this deck. But these are the questions that consumers are asking our nonprofit HUD counselors. And this is statistically the questions that you should be aware of. What's a good credit score range for securing a mortgage? Real basic question, right? And even what is a credit score and how is it calculated? We get this all the time because consumers are on Credit Karma getting what I call FACO score and not realizing it is not the same score that mortgage lenders use. Quite frankly, it's not used in any decisioning at all, ever. It's just a gauge, right? It's not your mortgage FICO score. It's not a FICO product. Now, I say that to you to say that if you were to take any one of these questions and go over to Chat GPT and say, create a Facebook post using this credit topic that drives a consumer to reach out to me for real estate needs. Can you even imagine? I can tell you right now that you're going to get some people that private message you. I didn't know that about student loans. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that my Experian credit monitoring isn't providing me with a mortgage score? All you have to do is create the conversation and then you can obviously refer them to us. You don't need to be a credit expert, guys. I'm not trying to say that you are, but how can you create conversation and interest with things that are relevant and needed today? Again, this is your opportunity to be a connector and a solution bringer with positivity in the market. Do I see a question?
No, someone was just remarking brilliant.
Okay, let's go here. I'm gonna actually use this. Create a 60-second video script to be used on social media explaining the FICO score. Okay. So, I mean, come on, you guys. Where was this when I was in college? This is so good, right? So, for those of you that say, okay, I love this, you can just start here and say, so what affects your score? Payment history, paying on time is crucial, length of history. So I guess what I'm saying is don't get in the weeds with it. Use this, create a little 60-second script, and use the content that consumers care about, right? It's so, so important to use the tools that are available to you. Now,
And I
I
think
want to,
also letting them know in that little script that you are, you have connections. You can get this
yes,
done. Nonprofits. I think you probably, I'm going to guess saying nonprofit probably has a better, comes across better than, hey, I can get you over to a credit person,
because we see this all the time, right? And I fought this for the 17 years that I owned my own business. I was an ethical credit repair company for profit. But the reality is that was seriously 3%, you guys. And so chances are someone's already used a company that took advantage of them.
Yeah.
Or perhaps they have the misconception that credit repair and debt settlement are the same. I have so many times where we talk to consumers where they're like, well, I was in a credit repair program and it didn't work and they told me not to pay my bills, when they're misunderstanding that credit repair and debt settlement are two different industries. So again, it's just so many misconceptions.
Yeah.
Um, there's 5 factors of the FICO score. I want to throw a little bit of a mic drop in here. This isn't taught in school. None of us learned it, and I shouldn't say none. Very few of us learned this in school, but it's not common sense. FICO sense and common sense don't really that coexist together. And I say that because things that you do, like pay off your credit cards, that's good, right? But you don't close them. Paying off your car, not good, right? Well, wait a minute. Why do I lose 60 to 80 points when I pay off and close my car loan? Shouldn't I get a huge reward and boost in my score? Consumers don't realize that there's certain landmines that they could actually be doing incorrectly to self-sabotage their success with mortgage lending. So again, this is important when we can go through this with your clients, but we don't just do it generically. We actually evaluate their credit report and we highlight for them the 35% of their score that's impacting them positively or negatively, the credit card utilization issues that are impacting them positively and negatively. It's super important that each consumer has an understanding that their credit report is as unique as a fingerprint. Literally. So if Travis and I are talking to a credit counselor and we all had the same solution created, it wouldn't be effective. So it's important that that HUD counselor meets with them every single month and really helps identify what factors we could be working on with them and for them to help them reach goal quickly. Now, I want to stress the fact that it's time to take your real estate business back from what became transactional, right? We used to have the fish jumping on the boat. I think we all loved that, right? Where consumers were coming to us saying, "I'm willing to stand in line for 3 hours to see this open house," and everyone was buying. Then we're in the today market. Hopefully that changes soon where we can start seeing a shift again with interest rates dropping. But it's really important that we start adopting an advisor mindset. And again, this doesn't mean we have to be credit experts or mortgage experts. You just need to be relational again. So I really stress networking and community engagement, client appreciation events, anything you can do to create credit literacy or bring education to consumers wherever you're influential. I'm often asked to speak at mortgage conventions, Women's Council of Realtors, NAR rep, you name it, right? And we often hear, what if we created the ability for individuals who maybe haven't always had access to this education and put on these webinars, you guys? I'm happy to co-host them with you. I know you've got some great mortgage partners that can come alongside you so that you have your team behind you, but it's just about creating conversation.